Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this.
Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we got to talk about the left becoming very violent and very terroristic, and I got a couple of good examples about that. And before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, tip, and commission me for a modeling photo shoot. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review. Good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is Minds.com. Minds.com is a Connecticut-based social media platform. They are an awesome alternative to Facebook, guys. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, and you guys want to be able to say stuff without fear of being blocked, suspended, or deplatformed, guys, well then, head on over to Minds.com. Also, guys, I do have the most awesome, and I mean the most awesome affiliate link with Byrna. Byrna is the less lethal self-defense company, guys. They make their top-of-the-line Byrna SD, Byrna LE, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest, ladies and gentlemen, their compact launcher. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, and you guys value your right to self-defense, but you guys want to do it in a less lethal manner, well then, ladies and gentlemen, head on over to my friends at Byrna.com. In full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, I am a proud owner of a Byrna LE myself. And finally, guys, I have this wonderful, guys, and this wonderful, awesome affiliate link with North Shore Medical Supply. North Shore Medical Supply, they make their top-of-the-line North Shore Mega Max diaper, North Shore Supreme pull-up, and the Eterna boosters, guys. So if you know somebody out there who needs to wear adult diapers and who needs to be put in adult diapers like I am, guys, well then, guys, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply, and they will make sure that they are diapered up and padded up as always. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Oh yeah, that was a mouthful. That was a goddamn damn mouthful, guys. And by the way, guys, I am diapered up as always. I am diapered up in my North Shore Megamax diapers with my Eterna boosters and my onesies from Then Little Laboratories. So I'm diapered up, padded up. Let's get on with the show, shall we? So, as you all heard, guys, Nick Fuentes, he got like attacked by this deranged lunatic leftist who doxed the living hell out of him and basically showed up at his door. And what happened? She went up with a camera trying to go up into his face. He pepper sprayed her and shoved her ass right into the ground eating dirt. The fact that this was recorded on a Ring camera and this lunatic mentally retarded leftist had the fucking nerve to show up at his doorstep. I don't care if you don't like this guy. I don't care about your politics or your opinions. But what you do is borderline harassment. Can get you charged and arrested. And showing up unannounced at their door with a camera, with a cell phone camera pointing right at his face. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Nick Fuentes didn't shove her into the pavement and the nurse is not picking pavement off her body. I'm not fucking surprised. But the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the lunatic left is pushing. They're pushing for political violence and political terrorism in this country just because you can't agree and disagree. You can't learn to agree and disagree. Just because someone has an opinion that's different from you, that you want to harass, dox, bully, intimidate, or show up at their doorstep. This is why leftists are fucking immature. This is why people who want to do that to people like Nick Fuentes is wrong. It is. It is. Just because you don't like his opinions and views, and I don't give a shit about his opinions and views, I'm just defending his right to be a private citizen, have his own opinions and views, whether you like it or not. But the fact of the matter is, what the left is doing by doxing and showing up somebody's house and straight up intimidating them. I'm surprised these people didn't show up at a house with someone that actually had a gun. Because if they showed up at someone that had a gun and then put rounds into you, come crying, saying, "Oh, it was his fault. It was his fault." No, it was your fault because you started this shit in the first place. You fucking didn't want to learn to agree and disagree like adults. But you want to act like you're big, bad, and tough, like a fucking keyboard warrior. I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gen Xer. My generation back in the 1980s and 90s, you do shit like that, you get your ass kicked. You be eating pavement for all I fucking care. And by the time you come out of that shit, you probably having a few broken bones, and if you're lucky, probably the nurse taking a it off your carcass. Yeah, yeah. Back then in the 80s and 90s, if you did shit with what that lunatic, the range leftist did to Nick Fuentes, you look in the 1980s and 90s, lucky if you come out alive. All I care. You're lucky you come out alive. You're more likely gonna eat pavement. You're more likely gonna have broken bones, probably a concussion, and if the worst, probably the nurse is trying to pick a bullet off your body. But the fact that we live in a culture that thinks that, yeah, I can get away with shit. I can touch people. I can harass. I can bully and intimidate. But you know what? The problem is these people live in a culture where accountability and consequences don't come into play. My culture, my upbringing back then, you do shit like what these lunatic and retarded leftists do, fuck. Consequences hit harder than a fucking prison cell door slamming home. They hit harder than that. Because I tell you what, back in my day, accountability and consequences were swift, instantaneous, and boy, you felt it for eternity. Because I tell you what, these lunatic leftists right now, guys, these guys don't understand that they've never had accountability or consequences handed to these people. These people were told by the liberal media, liberal social media, okay, and even the teachers and the Democrats that, oh, you can harass these conservatives, you can bully, intimidate, and dox them, you can threaten them. And then you got these Democrat politicians saying like, if you see a Democrat liberal in this, you go after them, you make a scene, you burn them out. That kind of shit right now. If a politician said that in the 1980s and the 1990s, they fucking would not be in office in less than 2 seconds. They fucking would be kicked out in less than 5 seconds. They fucking be forced to resign real quick. Because here's the thing here. The people on the left are enabling political terrorism. They are enabling this so much that I'm gonna fucking tell you this. I'm reading the tea leaves, seeing the fucking writing on the wall. That these leftists, if they keep doing this shit, like going into people's faces because you don't like their opinions and viewpoints, I'm telling you this right now. One day, someone's going to get shot for it. Someone's going to get shot with a 9mm or a 45. Someone's going to get shot for it. And don't come crying when that happens. Because I'm going to just sit there on my back porch with my diaper, onesie, and my cup of coffee, and then drink and go, yep, see? Told you so it was going to happen. Told you so that dire prediction was going to happen. See, I fucking told you so. Because I'm telling you, man, that is going to happen. Because we're getting to a point right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are fucking getting to a point right now where with the violent left, where if you don't agree with their shit, they harass you, touch you, bully, intimidate you. And I'm telling you, we're going to get to a point where these keyboard warriors who think they're all big and bad and hotshot and all this, I'm telling you, the second they get punched and shot, that's when reality will hit them faster than a fucking freight train. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, the left right now is getting violent. The left right now is getting so mean, so bad, so like terroristic that you gotta carry your piece. you got to carry your piece, because I'm telling you, as someone who carries, and mind you guys, my EDC, everyday carry, is my Byrna LE. And that's because if you look at the way the violent rhetoric from the left right now, even if you're a pro-American and you're not a MAGA member, even if you love this country and all this shit, and some leftist wants to scream in your face, come up to your face, that's when my LE becomes the ultimate piece through strength, the biggest de-escalator, or as I call it, the Trident nuclear ballistic submarine. It's like I have it, and once I show it, I ain't afraid to use it. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm telling you right now, as someone who grew up watching the Rodney King riots and all that shit, these leftists are going to push us towards that Rodney King riot situation where you had two factions that literally wanted to fucking kill each other. And then law enforcement and the military is standing right in the middle, preventing both sides from fucking killing each other. We're going to get to that Rodney King riot situation. And when that fucking happens, don't fucking come crying to my face. Come crying on the liberal media or the social media saying, oh, these meanie conservatives, oh, these meanie MAGA people. No, you fucking did it to yourself. You fucking started it. You fucking agitated it. But the problem is, you don't want to admit it. You don't want accountability, or you don't want to face the consequences like a grown adult in the room. That's the fucking problem with the left in this country, is that you got leftists who think that, oh, I don't like what people at Turning Point USA table are doing, so I'm going to bash their shit. That to me just says that you're a fucking immature asshole, you're a weak son of a bitch, and you think that attacking a group just because you don't like their fucking political opinions, you think that makes you big and bad and tough? Nah, homeboy. That makes you a fucking weak ass fucking mother fucking pussy. That makes you a weak ass bitch. That makes you a fucking keyboard wannabe weak incel or weak ass bitch. Because you know why? Because the minute you try to say it in somebody's face, you get punched. You get punched. And if you're unfortunate, you probably get shot. And that's the fucking problem with people today. That's the fucking problem. It's the fact that people can't learn to agree and disagree like grown adults. Jesus fucking Christ. This is why I hate the people today in society. Because the fact that you got grown assholes who think that, oh, if you don't agree with my thing, I'm gonna harass the thing so you really show up at your door. Okay, fine. You show up at my fucking door, and guess what? My Byrna LE comes straight out and makes you rethink your life choices right there. And that's plain and simple. My Byrna LE comes out. And by the way, guys, my Byrna LE has 2 kinetic and 3 max rounds. It has those because that gives pain compliance, and then the max rounds make them rethink their life choices while they're hacking and coughing on my driveway. It's pretty much that simple. But the fact of the matter is, guys, these people on the left, they're pushing us towards that. They're pushing. And I'm telling you, these young leftists who think that, like, oh, creating people's going to make them this and this. Bitch, my generation, you want to say shit about someone or something, you got to be prepared to defend that or stand up for that shit. Because I tell you, if Nick Fuentes was alive during my generation in the 80s and 90s, and some leftist today was there in the 80s and 90s and said shit like that, your ass got your ass kicked. Your ass got your ass beat and shot. Yeah, your ass would have been beat, shot, and afterwards, your shoes would have been thrown on a telephone line for everyone to see that you got your ass kicked. Guys, I'm telling you this. I'm telling you, the left knows no bounds. The left thinks that like harassing, doxing, bullying, intimidating, and threatening conservatives, Republicans, MAGAs, or anyone who disagrees with them is okay. I'm gonna tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you can't fucking learn to agree and disagree like a grown adult, like a grown ass adult in society, then you should not be allowed in fucking polite society. For all I fucking care, asshole, you should be allowed, you should be back into your mommy and daddy's basement and not even be allowed out until you prove to your mommy and daddy that you're a fucking grown up. That's the fucking problem we have in this country here, is that we have leftists who think that, oh, harassing, doxing, bullying, intimidating is going to get people to agree and disagree. No, it isn't, asshole. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's going to make you look like an asshole. It is. And I tell you what, guys, this is why people are starting to get fed up with this shit. And I wholeheartedly agree with what Nick Fuentes did to that lunatic, deranged leftist who tried to show up at his door. He pepper sprayed her and then shoved her head first into the ground. Yeah. And it all recorded on Ring camera. And I'm telling you, she can't say, oh, he did this. She can't say it's a he said, she said shit. Because it's all camera. And all cops have to do is look at that footage right there. And all the prosecutor has to do is look at the footage. Because I'm telling you right now, what the lunatic left is trying to do is that they're trying to intimidate and silence anyone who disagrees with them. Almost like what they do in communist China, okay? But you know what? One thing the lunatic left doesn't understand, there are people in this country that are armed. There are people in this country that are willing to beat the living shit out of them, beat them so badly that I feel sorry for the EMT crews that have to show up and and scrape their carcass off the ground, throw them on an ambulance, and I feel sorry for the poor nurse that's got to pick concrete and pick like road scrapings off their carcass or pick the bullet shells off their body. I feel sorry for that, but the reality is the left does not understand the concept of actions and consequences. They don't fucking understand that. They think that, oh, I can get away with saying this shit and this shit. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. Here's a fucking reality spiel for y'all. Say that when you're sitting in a prison cell and the corrections officer or the sheriff's deputy closes that door on that cell. And when you walk into that cell block behind that deputy or that corrections officer, and he says, "Get in," and if you turn around and try to have a hissy whiny protest in front of a sheriff deputy or corrections officer, you're likely going to fucking go to ADSAG in less than 2 seconds. But I'm telling you this: the minute that those cell doors slam home, that's when reality and that's when accountability and consequences hit these leftists. Because I'm telling you right now, they don't understand the concept of accountability and consequences. They don't. They think that they can flout those systems, that they can intimidate anyone that disagrees, that that doesn't go along with their fucking bullshit. But the problem is they're not being the adult in the room. And if I and I'm gonna say this, if that lunatic leftist did what she tried to do to Nick Fuentes and tried to do it on me, my Byrna LE would come out and would make her think twice. It would make her think hard and fast about her life choices and her decisions. Because I tell you, just whipping it out alone will be the biggest deterrent in the world. And these people would literally be peeing in their diaper or wetting in their underwear to the point that they're going to be running tail because they don't know they're gonna think, oh yeah, but reality, I make the smartest move by saying, look, I don't care about you. You get off my property, or else my burner is gonna make you get off my property. It's that simple. And burners less lethal, ladies and gentlemen. That's why burners are less lethal. Burners are the best less lethal options in the whole goddamn motherfucking world. It is, guys. It is. And it is the best. And it is the best idea in the whole fucking world. We'll talk about that bit in the show because I'm gonna tell you why, man. That is a clear reason. But the reality of all this, guys, the left is is basically becoming very violent, very dangerous, very terroristic. And at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, you got to carry whatever you need to carry to defend yourself. You have to. We don't have that luxury anymore. I mean, back in the 80s and 90s, we didn't have social media that had to do this kind of shit. Now because social media has given these assholes, these fucking retarded from the left, liberal Democrats, and the Andes and Brandy Tiefers, shit. We don't live in that luxury anymore. We don't, ladies and gentlemen. We don't. And it's a fucking good reason why. Because social media has enabled these mentally retarded rejects from society to basically threaten, dox, and intimidate anyone without any repercussions, consequences, and accountability for their actions. That's why, guys. That's why, like this, the left right now, they're basically like, they'll threaten to kill you just because you don't agree with their political bullshit. That's how bad it's gotten in society. That's how fucking bad it has. It's gotten so bad that Nick Fuentes incident is why people have to be armed, why people have to carry, okay? Because you got the violent lunatic left who think that they can harass, bully, intimidate, and dox anyone that disagrees with them. Yeah, these people are more fucking dangerous than the fucking terrorists overseas. The ones overseas, yeah, you could read them faster than you could read a drunk at a bar. But the lunatic, deranged leftists, these guys are more dangerous than all that. These people don't care who they hurt. The only thing they care is their political ideology that they got indoctrinated in. But the problem is with all this, guys, they don't give a flying fuck. They don't give a flying shit. They don't. They only care about who they hurt, and they don't care about the accountability and the consequences they have to face, like prison time, like jail time. like a criminal record, okay? Like a conviction that prevents you from getting certain jobs or go into certain professions. They don't care about that. All they care about is, oh, my ideology. Tell you what, when they start caring about like, oh shit, this could affect my future, like saying, oh shit, this could affect how I get a job at certain places or be licensed as a professional in certain places. Yeah, pretty much, guys. That's why the lunatic left is getting violent, dangerous, terroristic, and that's why, guys, carrying something for self-defense is gonna be mandatory. It's not gonna be an option like we once before. It's gonna be mandatory. That's why I tell people like this, guys. That's why less lethal options. If you live in a state, okay, if you live in a state that has constitutional carry, open carry, like Texas and Florida, by all means, do so. If you live in a blue state, like I do, I live in a blue state of Connecticut, where they make it so restrictive to carry, like, say, a Glock or a Sig or Smith and Wesson or a Colt, okay, or a Beretta. If they make it so restrictive how you carry it, getting a less lethal piece uh, like a Byrna SD, LE, like the compact launcher, that's going to be your best option, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be your best option because in blue states they restrict how you carry a gun, but they don't restrict how you carry less lethals because less lethals only fire CO2 and they hit like like a picture coming out of 90 miles an hour. Now I'll give you that one example. Remember that Kansas City Royals baseball game where that pitcher like hit a ball and that ball went foul into the dugout and he hit the EMT. It hit the EMT in the gonads. Yeah, that's what getting hit from less lethal will do to these people. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, getting a less lethal piece is going to be the best option if you live in a restrictive blue state. Okay, and I believe where Nick Fuentes lives is in what, Illinois, or and it looks like, looking at the photos, looks like Illinois or the Chicago area, like that. Getting a less lethal piece is probably going to be the best option because I'm telling you this right now, less lethal like burners are going to be the best option because it gives you it gives you wiggle room. It gives you leeway. Okay? It basically like this. Less lethal buys you room in the courtroom. Okay? Because if you have to go to court for a self-defense shooting incident with a lunatic leftist, saying to the judge, Your Honor, I used a less lethal weapon called Byrna to defend myself against that lunatic leftist right there. And if you want to see the website, we can show it to you. That right there ends any self-defense shooting incident right there. And if the lunatic tries to say, "Have you shot me?" and then say that in front of a judge and a judge and a prosecutor, oh, I would love to sit there in the courtroom with a drink and a popcorn and watch the shit show go down. I would literally love to watch that. But that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I carry a Byrna LE as my EDC in my personal defense. I carry it because in my blue state, we're a duty to retreat state, but it gives me the option to hit them and then retreat at the same time because I can hit them with less lethal, and they would get hit with the kinetic, pepper, and tear gas, and they be hacking and coughing on the floor while I'm fleeing to a safe spot, calling the cops and saying, "Hey, this lunatic leftist tried to attack me. I hit him with a burner LE, and I'm at this place because I had to flee from them. And then here's my location, blah blah blah." Boom, and right then and there. But the fact of the matter is, guys, you got to carry whatever's necessary to protect yourself against these lunatic leftists. You literally have to carry because some things, ladies and gentlemen, you have no choice in the world. You have no choice. We have no choice in society right now because the way the left is, the way how violent, terroristic they really are, the fact that these people that like want to say all this and this and this and think they're big and bad and all this and this and this, it's gotta be depressing. It really is. It really is. But the fact is, guys, the fact of the matter is that people have to carry. I don't care if it's a pepper spray. I don't care if it's like a pepper ball gun or a Byrna or a Ginberg. I don't fucking care. Or, or if you live in a red state, yeah. If you can carry a Glock with you, great. But if you can't and you live in like say a blue state, carrying less lethal like a Byrna or pepper spray is the ultimate deterrent. It's the ultimate. It's the middle ground, but the desired ground is carrying a Glock. But because I live in a blue state and they restrict how you carry, even I carry a burner, it's less lethal. It really is. It's really less lethal. Gives me options and gives me options to defend myself in a shooting incident. And plus, if some lunatic leftist wants to get in my face, wants to get up in my face trying to say, "Oh, look at the meanie MAGA, look at the instaphobe, whatever instaphobe shit they want to spew at you." But having my burner at the hip like this, and when they see that, that's deterrent right then and there. That's peace through strength. That's deterrence. That alone de-escalates their argument down to the 10th degree. That makes them rethink their fucking life choices. That makes them literally stand back and go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I just wanted to say my peep. I didn't want to get in your face." Well, you nearly got in their face, and all they had to do was show up with Byrna and then go like this. Back off, then. Let's go 6 feet. Back off. It's that simple. Because you know why? That alone is deterrence. Deterrence is going to be key, guys, and deterrence is going to be really key here. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, we're going to get to a point in society where everybody's going to have to carry because you got lunatic, mentally retarded leftists who think that they can push everybody around, they can bully people around. But I'm telling you, man, we're gonna head to a point where you got these lunatic deranged leftists or these trans cult leftists or these Andys and Brandy Tiefers who think they can bully people. Nah, man. And when real world hits you in the face, Don't come crying to your mommy and your daddy while you're sitting in a prison cell trying to walk out. That ain't gonna fucking happen, Cupcake. That ain't gonna fucking happen. And then other people in the cell block are gonna look at you like, "Are you fucking mentally retarded?" Hmm. But I'm telling you this, man. Where we're headed with all this is this: if the left keeps doing what they're doing, and they keep attacking people for their political opinions, viewpoints, and all that, we're going to get to a point in society, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to tell you this right now. We are going to get to a point in society, okay? We are going to get to a point right now that if these people keep doing what they're doing, okay, and if they keep attacking what they're attacking, I'm telling you right now, guys, we are going to get to a point in society, ladies and gentlemen, where these people, these lunatic, deranged leftists, liberals, Karens, Democrats, okay, we're going to get to a point where people are going to carry less lethal. And Nick Fuentes, thank God he had a less lethal option like a pepper spray. But if he had a burner, like a burner SD LE or compact launcher, if he had that lunatic leftist would have rethought her life choices and her life decisions in an instant, and would stand off distance. He would have made that leftist rethink their decisions immediately. And with the kinetic, pepper, and max rounds, that lunatic leftist would have had a chance to rethink that. Oh yeah, I shouldn't attack people like this now because they could be armed, and if they're armed, you never know what could happen. But I'm telling you right now, where we're headed right now is that these lunatic leftists are getting very violent, very dangerous, very terroristic. They are getting so brash with harassing, doxing, bullying, intimidating, and showing up at their door that, God forbid, they do this to the wrong person, to the wrong group, or the wrong house, and they get shot at for it. Don't come crying on social media that, oh, this meanie shot me, this meanie. No, because when we dig into your ass and into your closet, we're going to find out that you caused all this shit. You're the one that started all this shit. And we're going to say like this: you got what you fucking deserve, bitch. And you got what you fucking you got what you deserve, and you got what you did. Okay? It's going to be that pretty much simple. But I'm telling you, we're going to get to that point in society where people are going to have to be armed, where people are going to have to carry, because you got deranged lunatic leftists who are willing to do that shit. Telling you guys, there's going to be a point in society that we're going to have to deal with this shit. And if the left doesn't like it, tough shit, homeboy. Tough shit. Yeah, tough shit. But I'm telling you right now, we're going to get to that point in society. We literally are. We literally are going to get to that point. But we're not there, but we will be there. Okay? We will be there. All right? But anyway, guys, I want to say this before we take off for the weekend and all that shit. Okay? Before I see you guys on Monday on the show. All right? But I want to say like this. Get yourself something less lethal, whether pepper spray, whether a baton, whether less lethal weapons like a pepper ball gun, Byrna, or Ginberg, get something less lethal, okay? Because the way the violent lunatic left is right now, you need to defend yourself, and you need to carry something to defend yourself, because the left doesn't care about like accountability and consequences. But they're gonna learn one day, whether sooner or later they're gonna learn. Whether if they don't learn now, or they're gonna learn it when they're sitting in a prison cell and that steel door slams home. They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn. They really are. But anyway, guys, I do want to thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. It's Friday. We're checking out for the weekend. I will see you guys back on Monday on the air. So have a safe weekend. Have fun. Get into trouble. Because if you get into trouble, remember, Monday mornings when court opens up again. So have fun. Have a safe weekend, guys. I'll see y'all soon. Bye for now. You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.